Hello, in this video we'll be discussing the general properties of water. So let's not waste your time, let's get right to it. Now when we're talking the general properties of water, we first have to acknowledge the existence of hydrogen bond because of the hydrogen bond, all these properties are possible, and all of these properties are what makes life possible. We could not live, we could not do very well if any of these properties did not exist. They would be a big impact on whatever portion of our life they would impact, and each of them have their own special areas. So we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about the molecules, the hydrogen bond as we have, and again that's our example that we saw in our last video, but it's the hydrogens of one element bonding with the main element, in this case oxygen, of another molecule. Super important. Okay, and we're going to talk about how the important properties of that water, and again the H2O, I know it's not written right in this program. Even if you copy it over from a Word document, which is right, it changes the to that, and so unhelpful. But some other properties that hydrogen bonds enable: adhesion and cohesion, super important. Adhesion and cohesion, nothing else, you think of plants, and we'll have that discussion. But the specific heat of water, super important property. Vaporization of water, couldn't have the water cycle, okay, without that property, and we all know how important that would be. If we can't get water, we can't grow plants. We're in super trouble. The idea of the solid floating in the liquid, okay, very unique to water, and we'll talk about that. And the idea of being a solvent, a universal solvent, all super important properties. And the key to remember is that all these properties are possible, okay, because of hydrogen bond. All right, this is our list we're going to be working with, and each of these 1 through 6 has their own section of the video. We'll make 3. We've got 3 of the water's properties of water. The first video talks about the first 2. The second video talks about the third and the fourth. And you can see the pattern here. The third video talks about the 5th and 6th. But be sure you write those down. Write this diagram down in your notes. And again, what we want to stress is that these are super important properties, and they are all made possible because of hydrogen bond. The idea of water having specific heat, the idea of water and its vaporization process, the idea of the solid being less dense than the water, which is unique only to water. You couldn't try taking a lead ball and floating it in a liquid lead. Not going to happen. Try taking solid carbon and floating it in liquid carbon. Not going to happen. It's going to sink right to the bottom, as we well know. But that's the list we're going to be working with. Well, that's our video for this time. Next time we'll be talking about the first 2 properties of water. So we'll see you then.